And welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents here in Brooklyn, New York. I'm so excited to finally meet the one and only singer-songwriter Marla Mase. We've interviewed several times on Conversations Live, the radio show. She's making her very first appearance here. Stay tuned.
It's time to shine, so shine on. Ooh, shine on. It's time to shine. It's time to shine. Now's the moment you were created for. Can you feel it's right? Come on, let's go. You're in control. So tell me why you want.
And we are back with Cyrus Webb Presents here in Brooklyn, New York for Conversations NYC. And as I mentioned, I'm here with singer-songwriter Marla Mase. Marla is an individual who's been able to share great messages through music and to be able to use her platform really for good. We're going to talk to her not only about what it's been like for her to do that, but also how the world around her has influenced her, and also what it's been like for her to inspire other people, let them know what's possible as well. Marla, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's so great to finally meet you in person.
Exactly. You know, it's funny about social media because everyone that I'm meeting this trip in New York, I have never met in person before. But we've stayed connected through social media. You're one of those people. And Marla, what I mentioned in my introduction is so true. What I respect so much about you as an artist is that you can feel everything that you're singing about. Do you think that is the gift that you've been given?
That's funny. I feel like the gift I've been given is that things do come to me, and the gift is that I'm supposed to put it out there. I don't exactly know all the time why these things are coming to me. A lot of times I'll write about stuff that happens years later, or things that I have know nothing about really, not that much, but it's like almost like another person embodies me, and I know that I've been given that. I've been given the man's you must, share this.
Right.
And then the choice I give with anyone is if they feel they have that gift is you cannot share. I mean, there are many years, when I feel like I didn't do stuff, and I was like, okay, I'll do it, because it's like, the tapping on the shoulder,
right.
You can do something, and then you're just like, ugh, I'm just so restless all the time. Or you can face it and be like, okay, I'm going to do what I've been asked to do. Yeah. Even if I don't really know what it is I've been asked to do.
Right. Well, what I have again found that is so empowering, I think, for other people about you, Marla, and I'm sure you've heard this from other people too, is that you address topics through music that are not always easy to talk about, but through a song you're able to make it a little easier. Eating disorders, that's one of the things that you have, having conversations about eating disorders is not that easy, but you had that song, of course, anorexia, that we talked about on the radio show. You addressed the issues that are going on in the world that's changing. So much has changed in the world since you and I spoke. How much of a burden is that, though, for you to be the person, to be the vessel, to be the one who gets tapped on the shoulder, to say that this is what you need to be talking about?
I don't really feel like it's a burden. It's just I feel like it's just who I am. I just go with what I feel I want to write about. And, I write songs, I also write plays. I don't know if you know that. And so I feel like, I just write what I'm interested in, what I feel like I need to do. I feel like it might be a burden on other people. Like people who don't want to hear about this shit. Excuse me. I hope that's okay. Anyway, people, who hear about this, may not want to. They don't want to talk about this stuff, but I'm a little bit of an in-your-face type of performer.
Right.
So, the song, for example, anorexia, like you said, I remember, I was in Coney Island, and, my daughter struggled with an eating disorder for a long time, and I was just there, and I called up Tomas, who, from my partner, and, and I was like, I know what song we're going to do, this, anorexia, and it's going to be a reggae tune, and making it palatable, like you said.
Right.
Because a lot of times people need to be brought in to be like, oh, they're just dancing and grooving, and they're like, oh wow, this is like something that, I'm actually singing about. A lot of reggae tunes are reggae, for example, is like that.
Yeah.
They're singing about stuff that's political.
Is it easy for you? I'm a person, I'm not very comfortable with compliments. Yeah, and I become visibly uneasy sometimes if it continues. Has it become an easy thing for you, Marla, to realize that when people do come up to you after a show, because you love live performance, I remember that from our conversations, to tell you how much they enjoy your energy, enjoy the life you bring? Is that something that is easy for you to accept?
I live for compliments. I love compliments. I used to joke and say, I'm going to be like, put out the beggar's cup on the train, like compliments, please, compliments. But I think it is more than I like to admit.
Okay.
This kind of like, or taking it in. It's one thing to receive it and be like, thanks.
Right.
But then there's another thing to like, I have been told like, oh, why don't you just sit with some of it? Sit with it for a second and feel what that feels like.
Yeah.
That I'm like off, or so I could learn to do that, and and yeah.
So you mentioned something earlier about the music, about sometimes it's things that happen later. I think when I go back and listen to past shows, especially if it's someone who I've noticed people like, I always am curious as to what made that so special. What is it like for you to kind of look at the archive of work you've been a part of and then think, okay, I get it. I see now why this song resonates with someone.
Yeah, I look back at stuff, and I guess I can see the arc of like myself, and I get it. I can see the energy that I bring, that people like that. I've always believed in that.
Yeah.
I can get like my thing about like, well, I'm not this and I'm not that, but I know that my energy and my presence is very strong. And I feel like that people feel that. And like again, it's like some people don't want to feel it, and some people do.
Sure.
And but you know what? It's weird with like I was saying with the writing being so many things that I write about, like I said, happen later, which is kind of a gift and scary. Because sometimes I'm like, I hope I didn't write about this like horrible thing. I hope I didn't write that I was going to kill me or something. And,
right.
You know what I mean? And then it doesn't happen. I mean, that it does happen because there are things. I mean, a lot of things. I don't know if you know about my play that I just recently put up at my mama.
No.
Yeah, it's a play that we did. It's called The Pill, and we've been developing it for the last 2 years. And there was an incident that happened in the family. At the time when it happened, I thought it was really funny because I accidentally took my daughter's antidepressant. So it doesn't sound, but like basically it was like she asked me for the medication, and I was giving it to her. I had the water in one hand and the pill in the other, and I was like, here, and then this happened like 10 years ago. And then like I was terrified of medication at that point, for me, not for anyone else. And like I wasn't drinking the water, so I took a swig of the water, but I just threw the pill in like an automatic response.
Oh, wow.
And then I like freaked out, like ridiculous. I was like, oh my God, how do I get rid of this? Like running around the apartment, like, well, how do I throw this off? And like as it was happening, I really was actually panicking, and it like it started kind of like a tipping point of like a little bit of a breakdown, which is actually what brought me into doing music. So it's all good in the end. But when I was asking, I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. I'm asking my anorexic daughter to help me throw up. Like, this is absurd. This is Little Miss Sunshine. This is going into play one day. So I thought it was funny, even though it's not funny, but that's my black sense of humor. So anyway, so 8 years later, I asked everyone in the family to write about that incident. Because everyone was doing well, and my son wrote a teleplay about it, and really over-the-top, funny characters, and then I wrote like a play, and then my daughter wrote prose, and my father contributed and wrote something, and my mother, I interviewed her, and we used her songs, because my mother's a songwriter as well, as my daughter is as well. So then we had these 5 pieces, and then we merged them together into this play, and it's a great play. I mean, I have to say, it's a great play of like, it's funny and humorous and dark humor, but then it also really deals with just the issues of families dealing with how do you deal with someone who has depression, how do you deal with someone who's suicidal, how do you deal with someone who has an eating disorder, and how everyone has their own stuff. It's not like
That's right.
the central character, the daughter has the bulk of it, but like everyone is a little crazy in the family.
Right.
And then we put it up in La Mama, which was very honor for us because La Mama's a legendary New York City downtown theater. They just won a Tony actually. And it was a big deal, and very excited to be part of that family. And the day that the day that we actually got the confirmation that that was happening was the day that my daughter killed herself, which was July 26th. And it wasn't connected, and So I'm still obviously dealing with that because
Sure.
it's only a year, and obviously losing a child is
Sure.
horrible.
Sure.
But we still decided, and we thought about, like, no, we still want to put this in. In fact, she had written it in a suicide note, like the end, and it was like, P.S. Mommy and I, it's my son, finish the pill, big things are going to happen. And so we just thought, we didn't even change the ending because it was always left very vague, like, was there a suicide? Because it was in the area, she had multiple attempts. I mean, you know, I've done a lot of this stuff. But I thought it was an important story for people to hear that, you know, and now it's, you know, now recently with the deaths of Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, people saying, people who have everything, and, you know, the thing is, it's like, the depression hits people who on paper have a good life.
Yeah.
You know, there's really nothing wrong. And my daughter, you know, especially, you know, she was only 24, but still, she had been through so much with her teens with all her treatment. It was like she said, I know I'm loved. I know that, you know, this has nothing to do with anyone else. I know I'm loved. I know I have everything. She had great friends, no one toxic in her life. She was beautiful, she was smart, and she still just, she said, her chemistry, and I'm sick.
Yeah.
And so I'm not promoting it, but it's just like that was the message initially that I wanted to put out in the pill, was that every family can relate to this on some level.
For sure.
And that life is about love, and it's about the family loved each other, and we still love each other, and how you get through things, hard things, and you sing. I mean, there's some singing in the show, because families sing together. We use music, and what do? We use humor. How do you keep going through that stuff? So,
I think we're going to talk more about Keep Going, for sure. I want to say for those who are just tuning in here to Cyrus Webb Presents, I'm here in Brooklyn, New York, with singer-songwriter Marla Mase. We're talking to Marla not only about the extraordinary gift that she's been given, but also what it's been like for her to share it with all of you. It was two things you mentioned, Marla, that I think our viewers here, I think regardless of where they are, can understand. One, I mean, you were the spark that kind of made this a family thing. It's something you could share as a family. I think everyone needs someone. That's kind of one of the big messages I've learned in my life, is that we all need someone. And a lot of times, unfortunately, we don't have our natural families there, but we have an extended family that we have built. But also going on, because I think when people have a loss, when they have a challenge, when they have a setback, going on, moving forward is not easy. What advice are you even sharing with people about that, about the importance of moving forward?
I feel like the biggest, message or thing that I've learned, or I just instantly, happened, like after my daughter, for example, and even before, because there was challenges all through my life, there were challenges, but this obviously was just the extreme, is that my first response, I feel like my first reaction was the spiritual awakening, that now you lose sometimes and then you go back to it, which was like, first of all, like, you have to learn, you have to learn how to hold the joy and the grief, simultaneously. They both exist at the same time, so it doesn't mean that if we have this, we have to lose the joy.
Sure.
And so that's something, just to learn that. Because, a lot of times, even just in media or stories, it's like a story's either one way or it's another. Which is why I like to create art where it's both happens.
Yeah.
It's not like, we can't really put this in a certain genre. Is it a comedy? Is it, well, life is funny and life is tragic and life is everything.
Right.
So I think that's really, to learn that. I'm learning how to do it, day by day. Do I have grief? Yes, of course.
Sure.
On the other hand, like, I know going on, it's like, well, I want to live. I really want to live, and my daughter made her choice, and at the time, but I want to live, I like life, I want to be here, I still want to do stuff, I have a son, and but it's not just because I have a son. It's because even for myself, I feel like I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I want to fight those challenges, and I'll, even with the challenges that we have now in the country, and as you mentioned, like the country doesn't look the same. I'm here to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's yeah.
Well, that leads me to this question, because, one of the things my family says about me is that I'm a natural optimist. That no matter what's going on, I still believe the light's going out. I just believe that. What is it that keeps you optimistic?
I also believe that the light's going to win out. I'm probably not as much of an, I don't know how much of an optimist you are, but I can definitely I can go negative, but I do believe in the end, the light always wins. I absolutely believe that. What keeps me going? That was the question.
Yeah, what is it that keeps you optimistic?
What keeps me optimistic? Just the good the little things that are just like, someone goes out of their way for you. Like if you're like a stranger comes by, it's like strangers who are angels, who just comes by and like just does that right, says the right thing, or just maybe you just drop something, or maybe I don't know. It's just like the little human interactions that are positive and good and come from the heart. That keeps me really optimistic and hopeful. I know there are other things, but I feel like those are the things that are going to win in the end, because that's, and those things are cumulative, and they're really important, and just you keep fighting a good fight. I've had a lot of great for myself. I've had a lot of positivity and love in my life, and so I know that it's out there. My parents, for example, they're still alive, God bless you. They're troopers, and they've just loved me. But it's not just about me. It's just like just sharing that, being willing to share your love, and being comfortable in your skin. I think all those things with people, it's just really that's what keeps it going.
Well, I'm glad that you continue to share that and to be a light. I want to say thank you all for watching this episode of Cyrus Webb Presents here in Brooklyn, New York. My guest has been singer-songwriter Marla Mase. We've been talking to her not only about her gift, but also about what it's been like for her to be a gift to other people, to be a light, as we were talking about, and to show what it means to be resilient, to not give up, even in the face of difficult circumstances. So Marla, let our viewers know, how can they stay connected with you?
You can reach me at my website, marlamase.com. That's MarlaMase.com. Also, I run a record label, True Groove, with Tomas Dunker and James L. Tacoma, and that's TRUEGROOVE.NYC. Yes, Facebook, under my name, Marla Mase, and Instagram, Mase1764. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And all the usual places, and Amazon and iTunes and all that stuff.
That's right. I have her music, definitely about to go to get it. Marla, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
We thank you all for viewing this segment of Cyrus Webb Presents.